Super Nintendo controller is a bad thing.
Fruit is dancing. There's free money lying around. I feel on top of the world. Wait, I can't jump. I can't jump.
Luckily, it's an easy fix using things you probably have lying around your house. All you need is a basic screwdriver, some mouthwash, some Kleenex or something to dry off, and some Q-tips. I had trouble finding a how-to video. It's a pretty simple procedure, so I figure might as well just make one myself. All we're going to do is take the screwdriver, open up the Super Nintendo controller, dab a Q-tip in some of the mouthwash, swab everything inside pretty much, and then dry it off with some Kleenex. Like I said, pretty quick procedure. And we'll start off just by taking out all the screws in the controller. There are 5 in total. And unlike the old Nintendo cartridges that take a special security bit, these screws can actually be taken out by pretty much any basic crosshead screwdriver. Which, I mean, any basic screwdriver set will have one. Now that we got the screws out, take off the cover, and behold, the innards of a Super Nintendo controller. Carefully unwind the wire and take out the circuit board. Don't need that, but it looks cool. So, slide that out of the way for later. The next step is to prepare our Q-tip with some mouthwash. So, take a Q-tip, dab it in some mouthwash, and what you're going to do is take each of these rubber pads, and how the controller itself works is when you press a button, it pushes down the little pad, and then the pad pushes onto a sensor on the circuit board telling the controller that, hey, A is being pressed or left is being pressed. And what makes them not work is grime or hair or dead skin cells, you know, all that yummy delicious stuff will get built up and obstruct the sensors pretty much. So you're going to swab each one on where it hits the button, and also the little sensor bar, the sensor pads. And then when you're done swabbing it, set it aside, let it dry out, or you can use Kleenex. I personally prefer to dry it out because, I don't know, I'm not in a big hurry. Do each of the buttons. And I just recently cleaned this, so it's not too bad, but you can see there's still quite a bit of grime on there. But if it's been a long time, or if you've never done it, then not only good luck, but you're going to need more than one Q-tip probably. I think this will be good with one Q-tip though. While you're waiting for your rubber pads to dry, there are some other things you could check up on. Just like the rubber pads, the actual buttons themselves in the controller can build up grime. And they pop out really easily. I won't show you how to swab them down because you already had to do that. But you pretty much clean them the exact same way. And for the control pad, make sure you get in to those corners. They can get really nasty. And for the L and R buttons, there's a little pin that keeps them in. And if that happens to fall out, just make sure you keep track of it. And just swab all those down too. Let them dry. There are even the L and R pads too that you can swab down, but they don't tend to get as dirty. But if you want to be safe, go ahead and swab those out too. So, everything's all dried out, ready to put back in. One last step. Put it back together. there you have it. All put back together. Fire up a game, make sure it works, and that should be it. I'm Will from Multi-Tog Gaming. Thanks for watching.